Hello, Stampin' Friends. This is Lori Bradley here in St. Louis, Missouri, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And it is time for our Friday Fun Fold for this week. And this week we're going to make a gift card holder, a Fun Fold gift card holder, which is less than a sheet of cardstock and some designer series paper. So let's get to it. This is a fun one. If you've been in any of my classes, you might have seen this one before. But we are going to start. We have a card base, which is just a quarter sheet. I used thick white. It's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to start. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put, I just grabbed some designer series paper. This is the Unbounded Beauty designer series paper. It's just what I had sitting around. I actually used it for my last online class. And it is on the last chance list. So if you really like this paper, you really need to go ahead and get that. All right, so we're just going to put this onto our panel. This is our first part. So this is the easy part. We're going to put this together, and the panel is the white panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then the designer series paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and that could be any, it could be a piece of designer series paper that's patterned. It could be a solid piece of cardstock like this one. You could do an embossing folder. It could be so many different things. Mine's going to be sort of monochromatic today with just the pretty and pink and white. So I have that part. Now, the next piece that I have, which is going to make the little foldy fold, is 9 3/4 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 3 1/4, I'm sorry, and 6 1/2. And so it's actually going to be kind of a Z fold, like this. Okay. Now this part right here is the one that's going to be attached. So on this part, we are going to attach a 3 by 4 piece of designer series paper. I think this one's non-directional, so it doesn't necessarily matter. So it's going to attach like that, and it'll fold down. So we're going to just put that, make sure you've got that on the front side of your cardstock. This is a super simple yet fancy looking gift card holder, and it fits into a regular envelope. So you can just slide it right in there, put your gift card in. It would even hold cash if you wanted to do cash for a gift. Okay, so that's most of the front. Okay, now I also have a 2 by 4 piece of designer series paper, and this is actually going to be the piece that holds your gift card, and it's going to go right here. Now, the one thing that you need to think about with this piece is the ease of which your designer series paper goes into your into the thing. You don't want to rip your paper. So to make it a little bit easier, I just grabbed the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, and I'm going to punch just the top edge. We just want a little notch so that our, I'm going to make sure I've got that straight, just so our gift card can slide in and out a little easier. We're just going to punch that right out. If you have a circle punch, that's great. If you have a different shape, that's also fine. And we're going to glue this on. Now, I don't want to glue it all the way because I want to make sure that our gift card fits in. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue right along the bottom edge, just like that. And then instead of using glue, I'm going to take some mini dimensionals. And I'm going to put one right here in this corner and another right here in this corner. And that's going to hold it up just a little bit, and that will keep it from ripping as well. So we're going to put this just like this. So the bottom edge will be glued down so our gift card won't fall out the bottom. And then our dimensionals will hold that up. How simple is that, okay? We'll make sure our score lines are folded nicely. And then we're going to put adhesive on the back of just the part that's going to get glued down onto the card front. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. You want to make sure that you use the strongest adhesive that you have. You might have Tear and Tape. You might have Stampin' Seal, the Stampin' Seal Plus, because you want to make sure that it doesn't come off when the recipient opens the card. Make sure that it's firm because you don't want your cards to fall apart, right? Okay, so that's the gist of it, okay? You've got your fold piece, and then you've got your flat card piece. Now let's decorate this really quick. I have been using the, oh my goodness, I can't remember. I just used it in my other class. Something Fancy. Here we go. The Something Fancy die. And I also have the birthday celebration stamp set. I'm just going to do Make-A-Wish on there because this is going to be a birthday card. Goodness, I just had a moment of I can't believe I couldn't remember that stamp set. I literally used it for my online class 5 minutes ago. All right, so our Make-A-Wish is just going to go on the white die cut, just like that. And then, before I attach it though, I'm going to wrap ribbon. And I have the Pretty in Pink ribbon, the In Color ribbon, and I'm going to wrap that around this piece. It's not going to, it'll show on the inside of this piece, but that's not going to matter necessarily. You could always put an extra piece of white across the back if you wanted to. But I'm going to just, I'm not going to tie it in a bow. I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Just to make sure I got the right length. I'm going to tie it in a knot right here on the left side of this part of the card so that we can put our sentiment on there. Just a knot. We'll trim the tails from the knot in just a second. There we go. And then we need dimensionals on the back of this one. So put our dimensionals, and that will kind of straddle the ribbon, go on each side of it. So that's why we want the dimensionals to hold it up. You can use a circle, you could use a punch. If we had, I could have used the heartfelt hexagon to do our punch here so that it would all match, but I'm gonna do a Make-A-Wish so that our dimensionals are on each side of that ribbon. We're going to trim this off. Whoop. Scooting it around, sorry about that. There we go. Now I didn't tighten my full lines quite well enough. There we go. Now let's embellish this a little bit. I have the iridescent faceted gems. I love these, and they are on the last chance list, so I am going to use these while I can, and they pick up whatever color you put them next to. But you can embellish yours however you'd like. They're just very pretty. And let's put another one down here. And there you have it, a quick gift card. The gift card fits right into that slot, and they open it up, and it's a fun fold gift card holder. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you were here. I will look forward to seeing you again next week. Next Friday, we'll do a new fun fold. And have a great weekend and happy Easter. Thank you.